In my last video, we broke down the Anamnesis Void Bow. If you haven't seen that video, what are you even doing? Go ahead and check that one out after this one. I'll leave a link down in the description. There should be a card popping up here too at some point. Today, we are keeping the weapon reviews rolling. Now let's talk about the Watchful Eye. Honestly, if Thunderlord ever settled down and had a kid, this would be it. It's got the same energy, and some of these artifact mods are going to boost that even more. So if you want a miniature exotic and exotic-esque legendary arc light machine gun, this is going to be the one for you. In this video, I'll be going over the stats, the perks, a couple of artifact mods that synergize super well with this weapon, as well as a few god rolls that you guys should be chasing down. If you enjoy the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you want to catch me live, coming out over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/TrainOnTheGoat. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get on into it. All right, diving on into the numbers here. The Watchful Eye is an arc legendary machine gun. Sits in that 600 rounds per minute aggressive frame archetype, and honestly, 600 RPMs are in a great spot right now. They're fast enough to shred adds and bosses without feeling uncontrollable, like some of the other faster firing frames. I'm looking at Speleologists and those rapid fire frame LMGs. You guys know they can be pretty much everywhere. Stat wise, you're looking at 33 impact, which is pretty standard for this RPM, but the real strengths here are going to be in stability and handling. 49 stability means that this thing keeps a tight grouping on a target, and 43 handling and reload speed make it feel surprisingly snappy for a heavy weapon. Again, this is an aggressive frame, so having the snappiness is going to be very important. Now, when we compare it to some of the other machine guns like Strand or Void options, such as the Pro Memoria, you'll see that Watchful Eye loses a few points in range and stability. Those others are sitting a little higher in that raw stats, but Watchful Eye makes up for it with some really clutch advantages. Like, it's got a higher aim assist at 56, which is going to help you land crits even when your aim's a little lazy. Plus, that 64 recoil direction means it kicks mostly vertical, which makes it way easier to keep on target in the middle of chaotic fights and stuff. You're also getting a base magazine of 64 here, which feels really comfortable. I prefer to have larger magazine sizes, especially on these aggressive frames, especially once you start factoring in perks or mods that extend your mag or improve reload speed. You're really in a good spot here with 64 in the mag. So no, it's not necessarily the king of raw stats, but it does bring balance of feel, forgiveness, and consistency that really shines once you build into it properly, especially if you're running an arc build and want something that's going to sync up nicely with some of the artifact mods this season. But hey, stats are only going to be half the story here. It's the perk pool that really makes this thing turn from a solid choice into an absolute monster. So let's crack it open and see what juicy rolls some of you guys should be hunting down. And I do also want to go over some of the artifact mods here shortly at the end of this video, so make sure you guys stick around so you know what to synergize with. Now that we've gone over the stats, let's go ahead and uncover what makes the Watchful Eye so great, and that is its perk pool. In slot 3, we have Overflow, Field Prep, Eddy Current, Dynamic Sway, Hipfire Grip, Mulligan, and Wellspring. Couple of options here that stand out to me directly are going to be Overflow, Field Prep, and Eddy Current. Hipfire Grip and Dynamic Sway for you PvP slayers. If you are someone who's going to be taking this weapon into PvP, those are going to be the two perks for you, but I want to focus on Overflow. Overflow states picking up special or heavy ammo automatically loads this weapon beyond normal capacity. So when you pick up a special ammo brick or a heavy ammo brick, it will bump you up to 100% ammo capacity in the magazine, putting this at a total rounds of 128 just for picking up an ammo brick. Field Prep is another fantastic option. Increased ammo reserves, faster reload, stow, and ready speed when you're crouching. So if you're someone who does crouch a lot, this is going to be a great choice. And Eddy Current temporarily increases reload speed and handling after sprinting or while amplified. This effect is improved when you are amplified. We are going to go over a couple of the artifact mods from this season that are going to tie directly into Eddy Current, and that is going to allow us to open up more options in the fourth column, which we'll go over here in just a second. But listen, Eddy Current is one that I do not want you guys to sleep on this LMG. It's not my first choice. Obviously, Overflow should be everyone's first choice, but Eddy Current is here, and we will go over that here in a second. In column 4, we've got Killing Tally. Kills increase this weapon's damage until it is stowed or reloaded. So Killing Tally is going to stack up to 3 times in PvE, giving you a 10%, 20%, and 30% boost respectively. So that is a 30% increase in damage just for getting final blows with this weapon. In PvP, it's going to be 5%, 10%, and 15%, but we're mainly focused on PvE here. I think you guys all knew that. Killing Tally is going to be number 1 here. And then moving on to Target Lock, which states damage increases the longer this weapon remains on a target. So for you boss melters out there who like to use LMGs, especially with bolt charge being added to the game, this is a fantastic option for overload champions because we do have overload machine guns in our artifact mod this season. So I think this is going to be a fantastic option for you guys. Target Lock is a damn good perk. especially on this weapon. Jolting feedback, one that I've personally thought was supposed to be on, you know, SMGs, hand cannons, that kind of thing, you know, just lighter weapons, but put on this LMG, it rips. Dealing repeated damage with this weapon inflicts jolt, great for chewing down, again, overload champions, as well as really tanky ads such as Minotaurs, Captains, Knights, that kind of thing, especially when they have arc shields. This is going to be a fantastic option. So to get this to proc, you do need 16 rounds at base, and then when you are amplified, it only takes 12 rounds to proc jolting feedback. Again, this is going to be such a clutch perk once we get into the artifact mods for this season. Trust me, this is going to be a great one to run. Next up, we have Rolling Storm. Final blows grant bolt charge, while amplified, final blows grant additional bolt charge. When you're not amplified, you get 1 stack. When you are amplified, you get 2. Again, bolt charge is so overpowered and so amazing to use, especially on arc builds. Arc Titans, you guys should be using this one 1000%. Your Rolling Storms on your LMG is going to be your bread and butter. And I have a Hunter arc build, shock, that is taking full advantage of Rolling Storm with bolt charge, especially with Ascension. This one is going to be pretty nutty. And lastly, the standout one in perk slot 4 is going to be Sword Logic here. I think that Sword Logic is kind of an understated perk here because everyone's using it in PvP, but I've been using Sword Logic a lot. I have an Eddy current Sword Logic roll for PvE, and this thing rips. Sword Logic states, final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage. The strength and duration of the bonus increases when more powerful targets are defeated. So minors are going to give you 1 stack for 5.5 seconds. Elites are going to give you 2 stacks for 7.5 seconds. And bosses are going to give you 4 stacks for 15.5 seconds. So the damage increases at 1, 2, 3, and 4 stacks. And that's 15, 25, 35, and 50% respectively on those bumps. And listen, 50% against a boss, you have 4 stacks of Sword Logic, choose through their health. This is an absolute must if you are someone who is using this in GMs, if you're using this in expert level activities, if you're using this in raids. This is going to be a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, option for those activities. I have an overflow Sword Logic roll that is nutty against champions. I took it into a couple of Grandmasters when the Arc Surge was up, and this thing melted those bosses. This is an aggressive frame, so it's already hitting pretty hard, but if you can bump that damage up even more, this is fantastic. I did mention that this is basically like the Thunderlord Jr. of the Destiny 2 universe, and this definitely makes that statement. Eddy current and jolting feedback, eddy current and rolling storm. You're basically amplifying yourself and giving yourself bolt charge multiple times within a single damage phase, or, you know, just chewing through ads. It is a great option, especially if you use field prep with jolting feedback or rolling storm, because you're getting the faster reload and ready weapon speed out of this. And if you get a handling masterwork, or if you use an artifact mod that is going to give you extra handling out of this guy, which we again will go over here in a second, this thing is a beast. I'm standing by that this is the best arc heavy weapon in the game. And I know what you're going to say. There are the rocket launchers that we could deal with. There are the trace rifles, linear fusion rifles, whatever. All of the other arc weapons, in my opinion, are great. I think that Watchful Eye is the best heavy weapon, and this is just the best arc weapon legendary. Let me back up a little bit. This is the best arc legendary weapon in the game, and I am standing on that hill, and I will die on that hill. Get down in the comments and let me know if you find one better. Maybe I'll make a review on it, and maybe we can spark up a conversation down there. But I'm telling you that Watchful Eye is the best arc weapon, legendary arc weapon in the game. I brought it up earlier, but Overload Machine Gun is one that is in the game right now via the artifact mod, and this thing is amazing. Shots from machine guns you are wielding disrupt combatants, stunning them. So those Overload champs, I'm looking at those Overload hobgoblins, this thing's going to chew through them no matter what. I do want to go over 3 more of the artifact mods that are going to fit right at home with the Watchful Eye LMG. So overclock and load. While you are amplified or have bolt charge, arc weapons gain increased handling and reload speed. That is going to make up for the lack of stats here. I know we kind of compare them to a couple of the other LMGs. Pro Memoria is the one that stands out to me. Yeah, that's a strand weapon, but tit for tat. The reload speed here needs a bump. The handling needs a bump. And with that being said, overclock and load is an artifact mod that's giving you that for free, especially if you pair it with like field prep. This one's going to be an absolute no-brainer. Hold the Line is the next one I want to talk about. While surrounded, machine guns and glaives gain increased reload and stability. So instead of getting handling, you get a little bit of stability. Another fantastic option from the artifact mod here. And again, who doesn't want more stability? The base stat here for the stability was 49. So getting that bump here, I think it's going to make the difference here. And flashover. When you gain maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. Flashover is the one that really, I think everyone is going to love. Eddy current, jolting feedback, or eddy current and and Rolling Storm are going to be the 2 perks. If you can roll one with those 2 perks or those 3 perks just in different combinations, perfect. Flashover is perfect for the overflow Rolling Storm roll on this LMG. Literally just blow your load, empty the mag, pick up an ammo brick. You're getting double capacity on that to trigger Rolling Storm. So you get your bolt charge quicker, and the more kills you get, the more bolt charge you get. Stronger enemies obviously are going to give you more bolt charge, or while you are amplified, it will give you more bolt charge. So as soon as you trigger Rolling Storm, that's going to trigger Flashover, make you amplified to roll back into Rolling Storm. Bungie really knew what they were doing with this one, and they absolutely cooked with it. This by far has been the best Arc experience, and y'all know me, I'm a Void Hunter. Like, I mainly play Void, Gear Falcon Hunter, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what activity I'm in. I don't care what the modifiers are. I'm running a Void build, but I have been branching out, playing a lot of Arc Hunter and a lot of Arc Titan, believe it or not. I am anti-Titan, but the Arc Titan builds that I have, if you guys want a video on that build, please leave a comment down below, leave a like, let me know that you guys do want to see that video. I'm telling you, this one's a lot of fun to use. And this wouldn't be a Heresy weapon if it didn't have the Willing Vessel origin trait. We've gone over it before, but I will go over it one more time. Dealing damage or defeating targets with this weapon gradually grants increased stability, handling, reload speed, and charge rate. That one doesn't apply here. This effect gradually decreases over time, but is gained more quickly when near allies. So just dealing damage will trigger like everything that we have already talked about in this video. Hold the line, Flashover, Rolling Storm, Jolting Feedback, Sword Logic, Eddy Current, Killing Tally, Target Lock. That origin trait ties directly into this weapon, all of the artifact mods, and all the perks that we've gone over so far. The synergy here, guys, it's like peanut butter and jelly on bread put together. We have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Thunder Daddy is here. I have been using an absolute ungodly amount of arc weapons. Psycho Pump is an absolutely goated grenade launcher, and paired with the Watchful Eye LMG, this is gonna, like, the loadouts are infinite here. Again, there's so many different options in the arc heavy weapon category. Watchful Eye is definitely the best. So there you have it. That is the Watchful Eye LMG in Destiny 2, Episode 3 Heresy. If you guys have a great role that you like or one that you use all the time, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what that role is, and let me know what you think about this LMG. I'd love to hear it down in the comments below. Remember, go ahead and get subscribed, like the video, and leave a comment with all of your questions. Leave a comment with all of your statements. Is Watchful Eye the best weapon in the game? I think so. Right now, I think so. And don't forget to go watch my review on the Anamnesis Void Bow. It is the fastest drawing bow in Destiny 2 as we speak. So with all that being said, I have been Trey9, and if you guys enjoy this one, again, leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.